Hunter Henry, how we doing? How's it feel to be 1-0 to start a year?
Feels good, man.
We some of us were not necessarily counting you guys and giving you a big chance in that game yesterday. I know Jerod Mayo has come out and said he doesn't pay a lot of attention to the narratives, the conversations outside the building. Do you have a message to anybody who's been doubting the Patriots?
It's one game, man. But obviously, we don't like to listen to everything, but you can't ignore it. Also, obviously, we were underdogs, and everybody saw us as underdogs around the league, and so it's just a chance for us to go out there and prove ourselves. We know what we have in this building. We know what we have, just internally here. We know the work we put in, so it was just time to go out there and put it on the field.
Hunter, you ended up having one of the biggest plays on offense, and it wasn't a touchdown. It could have been, but it was a near pick in the end zone, but you had to go from offense to defense kind of in a split second. Can you take us through that play?
Yeah, it was just a corner route. Coves got pressured, so it was a tough throw. I probably could have run my route a little better, so it's something I'm going to learn from week one and hopefully apply to the rest of the season. There's different things I could have probably done better. But at the same time, at that point, that was a big play in the game. Just needed to find a way. Honestly, I was trying to wrestle it away, see if I could catch it or grab it, snatch it away. But, that was a big play so that we could get points.
You guys had a huge final drive with Ramondre Stevenson getting the ball time and time again, just running it right down the Bengals' throats. How does that feel? To be out there and running the football the way you guys did all day yesterday, and especially to close out a game?
Oh, it was huge. In the past, I just feel like we hadn't been able to finish a game in a while, with the ball in our hands and, end it on our terms. So that was a huge feeling for us. Our offensive line really came off the ball, played well. Madre ran really, really hard. It's easy when you have a guy like Madre who's running like he is to box for him because he just needs a sliver and just a little bit of space, and he's going to make it work. So, credit to those guys. They play their tails off.
What's it like going on the road in an environment which has the chance to be really, really loud and just going crazy for their team, but then kind of shut them up? And it felt like for a lot of that game, the fans in Cincinnati were pretty quiet.
Yeah, it definitely was hostile, especially early. Honestly, even once they started coming back a little bit in the second half, it was definitely rowdy in there. But, road games are always fun, man. You can always thrive in them. It's just, honestly, you and your boys against everybody in that whole place. So you got to kind of thrive on that, and you got to love it.
Talking to Hunter Henry, Patriots tight end here on a Patriots Monday on Jones and Keefe. I was reading some of the Twitter reaction post-game. Andrew Callahan at the Boston Herald described the locker room as an absolute scene. And I think he was on the outside listening, but music blaring, cheers, chants. What was the scene inside the locker room like after starting 1-0 yesterday in Cincinnati?
Just a ton of excitement, man. We put a lot of work in, so we go out there to win football games and to get a big win on the road. In this league, it's tough to do. And to start the year off 1-0 is always a good thing.
I don't know what kind of relationship you have with Mike Gesicki, but can you give him any crap for doing the gritty on a non-touchdown?
No, man. I talked to him after the game, before and after the game, but man, that was tough. Honestly, I from my eyes, I thought he pulled it down, so I was just like, man, that was a tough grab, but thankfully. They called it the other way for our sake, but Mike's a great player, man. I loved playing with Mike last year. I really enjoyed my time with him.
You working on any touchdown celebrations? Anything? Not necessarily the gritty, but you got any good celebrations planned?
Nothing planned, man. I learned early on, man. You plan too much for myself, at least. You plan too much, you might not get in there. So you do too much planning for the celebration, you're probably not going to get in the end zone. So. I try to just focus on the structure of trying to get into the end zone first.
Well, congrats to your SEC as well. The latest poll, with the addition of Texas joining the SEC, 6 of the top 7 teams in the country are all in the SEC. So, yeah, you're not joking about big boy football there.
Yeah, I know. Arkansas, unfortunately, man, we freaking were up 24-7 on the road or something like that.
Don't wanna bring
Let
that
them
up.
come back. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, golly, that was tough. That was a tough Saturday, whatever. I missed, like, the whole second half when when we literally, when we were taking off on the plane to go to Cincy, we were up. I was like, man, this could be nice when we land. Then we land and we lost. I'm like, oh, man, what the heck?
Jerod Mayo, another SEC guy. When it comes to the differences with him this season, and I mean compared to Bill, not differences in Jerod, what were some of the things that were different out there? It seemed like you guys were, especially on defense, flying around. On offense, you had an edge as well. What were some of the differences that Jerod has brought to the table here now that we're a week in?
I mean, you know, he just understands us in a lot of ways too. I mean, he was in our shoes. He knows how to communicate with us. He knows the right things, you know, to say, but also just the scheduling and how things flow in a week. Just think he did a great job, and he's doing a great job of, understanding us as players. He's been here. He's also been a coach under Bill, so he's got a mixture of being a coach under Bill, but also, you know, being a player and being in our shoes. So he knows both sides of it.
All right, Hunter Henry, Patriots tight end on a Patriots Monday. Thanks so much for the time. We'll talk to you next week, Hunter. Hopefully when you guys are 2-0.
All right, guys. Appreciate it.